Tam O Shanter by Robert Burns. When chapman billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit bowsin at the nappy, and get in fow and unco happy, we think now on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles, that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O Shanter, as he frae air a night did canter. Old air, wham ne'er a town surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, hadst thou but been sae wise, as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou wast a skellum, a bletherin, blusterin, drunken blellum, that frae November till October, a market day thou wast na sober, that ilka melder with a miller thou sat as lang as thou had siller, that every naig was card a shoe on, the smith and thee gat roarin fow on, that at the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank wi Kirkton Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, ot catched wi warlocks in the murk by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet, to think how money counsels sweet, how money lengthened sage advices, the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale. I market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle, bleezing finely, wi reaming swats that drank divinely. And at his elbow, suitor Johnny, his ancient, trusty, drouthy crony. Tam lowered him like a vera brither, they had been foul for weeks thegither. The night drave on with sangs and clatter, and the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with secret favours, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rare and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man say happy, Ian drowned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame wi lades a treasure, the minutes winged their way wi pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, or all the ills o' life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race, that flit ere you can point their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, evanishing amid the storm. Nay man can tether time or tide. The hour approaches Tam morn ride, that hour, on night's black arch the keystane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in. And sick a night he takes the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twould blawn its last, the rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night, a child might understand, the Dale had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare, Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire. Whiles holding fast his good blue bonnet, whiles crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whiles glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkyards was drawing nigh, where ghists and hoolits nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snore the chapman smored, and past the birks and meikle stane, where drucken Charlie breaks neckbane, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fand the murdered bairn, and near the thorn, aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged herself. Before him Doon pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods. The lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll. When, glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkyards seemed in a bleeze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. With Tippany we fear nae evil, wi' Uskebe we'll face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play, he cared na deals a boddle. But Maggie stood right sair astonished, till, by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light, and wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape a beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to give them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses that shawed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip sleight, each in its called hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the halley table a murderer's banes in gibbet ends. Twa span lang wee unchristened bairns, a thief new cutted frae the rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks we blued red rusted, 5 scimitars we murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son a life bereft, the grey hairs yet stack to the heft. Wi' mair a horrible and awful, which even to name would be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleek it, till ilka Carlin swat and reek it, and coosed her duddies to the walk, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam O Tam had they been queens, a plump and strapping in their teens. Their sarks, instead o' creashy flannan, been snore white 1700 linen. Their breeks are mine, my only pair, that aunts were plush, a good blue hair. I wot agin them offy huddies, for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, old and droll, rigwoody hags would speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock. I wonder didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kenned what was what for brawly. There was a winsome wench and Worley that night enlisted in the corps, lang after kenned on Carrick shore. For many a beast to dead she shot, and perished many a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark a paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coffed for her wee nanny, with 2 pund Scots, 'twas o'er her riches, would ever graced a dance of witches. But here my muse, her wing maun cower, sick flights are far beyond her power. To sing how nunny lap and flang, a supple jad she was and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged for fain, and hotched and blew wi' might and main. Till first a caper, sign anither, Tam tint his reason thegither, and roars out, "Weel done, cutty sark!" And in an instant all was dark. And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees bizz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike. As open pussies mortal foes, when, pop, she starts before their nose. As ego runs the market crowd, when, "Catch the thief!" resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, wi' mony an eldritch screech and hollow. Ah, Tam, thou'll get thy farin, in hell they'll roast thee like a headin. In vain thy Kate awaits thy comin', Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystane of the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare not cross. But ere the keystane she could make, the fiant a tail she had to shake. For Nanny far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle. A spring brought af her master hail, but left behind her ane grey tail. The carlin clawed her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now what this tale a truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son take heed, whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind. Think ye may buy the joys dear, remember Tam O Shanter's mere.